Hey y'all, so I figured that I ought to record when I can and upload right away when I can. So if I can't upload right away, then I'm not gonna record. So this is me recording right now because I can. And for updates, it's February 2. I forgot what week it is of the semester. Let me check real quick, y'all. Okay, so basically it's the fourth week of the semester. And it's a Sunday, so yeah, it's a weekend of the fourth week of the semester. So far, the classes I've had were okay. I've been managing to get through them so far, and well, I think it's because a lot of the time the teachers have been unavailable. Like they would say they can't attend class, so we know there's like a gap in my schedule, like for Tuesdays, Fridays, which are my very packed schedules. Yeah, I would be given the opportunity to like do stuff that I had to do during those times that there would be no class. But last week, I was able to I crammed a submission for something and it was extended. So that was, it showed that I really cared about it. So right now I'm procrastinating about it again because it's extended. But I think I will accomplish it by the weekend of this week so that I won't have to. But also, like, this week is the week that we will be traveling for a tournament in debate, and for that I'm so not ready. I'm so not prepared, like trained, so I have to like prepare myself today for that, and like the whole week because it's on February 7. So yeah, I'll be going to my hometown by February 6 actually. We'll be leaving by 6, but then yeah, competing by 7 to 9, then going back here by 10. And yeah, it's been an okay semester so far. Undoubtedly I have been falling into my usual habits that are not good. But I think they're at a minimal level now. Like I'm able to, because of their like this like challenge that I agreed to undertake. I have this like unconscious voice. A voice in my unconscious, like saying I'm not supposed to do that and stuff. It always has been there, but this time I'm able to resist it more because I also feel like I've developed this way of thinking for myself that's like I need to do this because I deserve that this is being done. Like I need to sleep now, not because I need to, but because by tomorrow I won't have the energy to do all of the things that I'm supposed to do, and I will end up sleeping and taking naps, which will disrupt my entire schedule. So yeah, I've tried to think that way for the past days, and certainly it's not been easy, but because I think recently I have been falling like through with some of the things that I've said I would do. Like there are nights that I won't be doing my skincare because I'm so tired. Like it's the same things that I've done in the past, but the fact that I'm conscious about it, and not only conscious and aware, but also like I actually strive to do better than that now. Like I try to be as consistent as possible in considering the limits that I have sometimes as well. So I don't know, I guess like now it's been okay. And another thing is that I am trying to do so much better I'm trying to do better at thinking less, in the sense that what's there is there, as well as expressing enough. Like, I don't have to over explain myself as how I have been doing for the past years. I realize that I actually tend to over explain, like through text or in a conversation, because I feel like I'm so scared to be misunderstood, which is valid. I think like a lot of the people I know, and even like people I don't know, like strangers, don't want to be misunderstood. Like, because it's, I guess the thing about being misunderstood is that, people will think you're like this, but then I think it also has something to do with people pleasing tendencies that I thought that I have gotten rid of, but it's still there, lingering in different manifestations. But yeah, the reason that I like over explain is also, I think it's wow, I'm doing a Freud method of tracing my past. We learned that in GE1. But anyway, yeah, like I just had this tendency to over explain. So I'm trying to do better at that. Like, I'm trying to be more direct, because I've also like received so much feedback about that, like from everybody, or like from most of the people I interact with. Not like in the conversation. They wouldn't tell me like, okay, stop talking, you're talking too much or something like that. It's like in the ways that I function for certain tasks. Like, example, I would write an article or a story, and then they would say that, wow, you really are like a feature writer, because like, I don't know, I just tend to add so much detail. And I mean, okay, maybe this is a different topic, or like a different topic altogether, but like, I mean, it's kind of similar in the sense that I add so much details that aren't really leading back to the main point, like they're just like contributing, supporting details that I still add, just to give the whole context. Like, I always try to do that, I think, is what I try to do. Like, I always try my best that the picture is painted well to the other person. I think it's because I feel scared also that I would be painted. Okay, it goes back to the being misunderstood, but like, I'm genuinely or generally scared of being told that I'm a liar. So I try as much as possible, or yeah, to like mention, or like let people know that this really happened, because I have a lot to say about it. And not only that, like, it's also like in debate, when I would give my justifications for my verdict, like there was this comment from our PM. He was like, hey, you don't have to prove to us that you're listening. We know that you're listening. You have to prove to us why your verdict is as such. Like, so usually it always goes back to like myself, like in what the things that I do, like when I write, or when I debate, probably also when I like go in class and ask my questions. It's probably also a manifestation of something about me, like, I don't know, yeah, like there's a connection there that I like feel like my classmates have also noticed, but I don't think they have enough knowledge about me to really reconcile those two things. Like, the reason why I ask so much questions in class is probably because I feel like I have the urge to know more. I don't know. Okay, that's, I think, out of the line. That's out of the question. And that's like not accurate, but I don't know what to think. Anyway, yeah. So far, second sem is good. It's the second month of the second semester of my second year in college. The second month of the second sem of my second year in college, bruh. I think, you know what? it's so interesting to me actually, this newfound perspective on things. It's because like since after I don't know, like a few days after January 1, like I began to think of, or maybe like, so there was a switch or like a shift in how I function during January, probably after probably after missing that exam. But basically I started to look forward to the future, but not in a way of escaping the present, but more like I'm excited for what the future brings, like genuinely. Yeah, because like before, I don't think it was. I mean, I still was excited, but a lot of the time it would be because I didn't like my present circumstances. So I would like be so excited about the future because oh my gosh, yay. Yeah, I think this is pre examination. Yeah, pre examination day, pre retake day. And then after that day, I started, reflecting on my decisions and how I view the world, and, I talked to a counselor about it. And I don't know, I think I was doing a lot of fixing during that first week of the second semester, which was a good week, to be honest. Like, I was taking it slow, and I think it was brought to the next week, and then slowly throughout the weeks it's become less like the first week of the second semester. But it's not that I don't actively try to keep it, like example, like it's the little things that I still like I keep in mind. Like example, for the past week I had this urge to just sleep already because it's late, and but I still had tasks to finish. And so in that case, I also stopped drinking caffeine for like staying up late to do work, because I know that's gonna cost me a lot for the next day, a lot of energy, I mean, and I can't afford to nap during I really can't afford to nap during the whole entire day, unless if like it's a Monday or a Thursday. But generally I can't because I have a lot to work on. So I have to make sure that my sleeping schedule is followed. And if ever it isn't followed, I don't know, I guess I try my best to just fit it in and account for myself, like budget my resources properly, in a sense. But yeah, where was I going? Oh yeah, so anyway, after that first week I started like trying, while I tried to like be excited about the future, not tried, while I was getting excited about the future that I would have, because I know, like, I don't know if everyone like feels this too, but like for me it's not only a manifestation, like it's not only being like manifesting for it to really be true, because I genuinely think that it is true. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, a lot of the people may be like, oh, you're so delusional, you think your future is gonna look good when you're not even sure. But like, for some reason I'm sure, but also it's that delusion. There's this thin line of this being delusion and it actually being it making sense, right? Because if your present doesn't align with how you view your future to look like, then I don't think that's reasonable or like sensible, or like, you get to understand. Like, I'm seeing my future is bright despite having failed to take the exam. And I think for at some level that can still be true, but also like if I continue down that path of my present, like if I continued neglecting my responsibilities and still claiming that my future is going to look bright, then I think that's when delusion is made. Like, I think that's when it becomes delusion. Because it's impossible for you to have that good life while you constantly sabotage your present, right? Like, you know, you think, oh, just because you believe it, it's not gonna happen if you don't put in the work, right? Yeah, I think that's one thing that I learned from the counselor when we talked. Like, she really emphasized that I had to, like, I mean, she didn't say this, but I took it as she wanted me to come back to earth as much as I wanted to come back to earth. Like, to be grounded in reality while also hoping the best for your future. And I think, yeah, so that's what I'm trying to practice this semester, this year in general. Like, I'm trying my best not to lose sight of my present, while also giving space and grace for myself, knowing that not like these little things, while they can pile up and matter so much in the future, if it's just a thing, like a little thing that's like maybe an argument, or it really depends actually the weight of a single thing, because like one single thing can change the outcome of the future, but also it can't. Like, it depends if you let it, I think, is what I'm trying to get at, and what was also like a revelation to me, because a lot of the time for the past like years or months, I've always relied on this sense of superstition, where like I have to, I don't know, and like depending on external factors. It's not only from the counselor that I talked to, it's also from a big sister schoolmate that I've talked to. So basically, yeah, she asked me about like whether do I also want to have control? Because for her, while she was listening to me share about my predicaments, it felt like to her I was hinging the direction of my life onto these external factors. Like, if this happens, then it's a sure thing that this is going to happen. But this is not going to happen, even if this happened, if I don't let it happen. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I have control over certain things, and it's not like if I failed to do one thing yesterday, it's gonna continue down onto the next days, because I can stop and change that. Like, if I slept without showering tonight, tomorrow doesn't mean I will do the same thing, because I can control that. So basically, yeah, it's just me finding agency, and really prioritizing my responsibilities. So today, earlier, I went to Sibulan because we were nag help out. Well, technically it was the past 2 days gonna help out wall climbing wall. Yeah. And earlier, it's a Sunday today, so yeah, it was scary honestly, because earlier I had nothing. I know I have a lot to do, but at the same time I thought about my day, how my day would go, and I felt a blank, like in my head, like it was blank. So I was trying to look for things that I wanted, like I could do, even though I know that I had a lot of other things to do. But also like, so it's like it's scary to be directionless, to like not know, or to forget the things that you're meant to do, because when you forget, that's how it all goes into a rumble. Like, it's scary to be directionless, even like especially when you knew where you were headed before, like when you were so serious about like keeping track and keeping in line with what you envisioned for yourself. But when you lose sight of that, it gets, I don't know, it becomes a domino, like like a domino effect happens. But obviously, as long as you take the time to slow down and reflect what it is that you genuinely want, I think that's when you get to regain that direction. Because I feel like for the past years, or maybe just months, but I feel like years, like for the past year, my first year and like senior high, I think, yeah, that's what happened to me. Like, it's not just a day where I forget what I had to do in my free time, but it's like years that I forgot like what I actually intended to do. So like last semester was one of those moments, and although like I believe that it was just in my subconscious guiding me through the sem, I think for the most part it was gone. Like, it really wasn't there. Like, yeah. So that's why I fell into like places that I wasn't supposed to be in, because I had the luxury. I didn't even have enough luxury of time and energy. But it's the one of those moments where you like not force yourself, but you think that since you don't have anything better to do, then okay. Or like you think, not aside from that way of thinking, it's also the way of thinking of like YOLO that gets me. Like, this is my one and only life, and if I don't experience this right now, then when will I ever experience it? Like, things like that. And like also the fact that like spending time with people, it's become a very big thing for me, like quality time. I think it's after realizing that, or like I've realized this a long time ago, but then there's like those cycles where you realize things and then you realize them more deeply, that you're actually genuinely able to uphold like that belief into action. Like, you believe that our time here on earth is brief, and maybe you think that already, but there's that certain level you reach where you start making it into a reality, where I mean it is reality, but then there's a certain level that you cross, or boundary that you cross, where you start to actually actively think it, so your actions reflect that thought. Like, for like these days, or recently or currently, I've developed, after developing that like mindset, right, I started like valuing more time home, because like that, like I'm so scared of time slipping away, and I want to spend as much time with the people that I love, and like, yeah. And then it's like I'm in the second year of college, and soon I won't have time to spend with my friends, and like these people won't probably be as, I mean, I'm not gonna say that they're not going to be relevant in my life later on, but I'm saying that we'll all part ways, and the weight of how much significance they hold now may deteriorate along time. And it sounds bad, but I think it's reality, right? Like, we all have our own lives, and unless you're like very like close best friends, and I believe not like all of these friends that you meet in college or like in any point of your life aren't like that like they don't hold the same level of significance like everyone, because if they do, then I think that's a problem. Like, I think if they do hold the same level of significance, it would have to only be at the very low level, because you can't be friends with everyone. I mean, you can be friends with everyone, but not best friends with everyone. You know what I'm saying? Because like it clashes, like people clash, and a lot of the time a big group really has a lot of drama. And so, you know, you have to just keep your circle small and keep that circle alive, and, you know, just value that little circle that you have, I guess, and be grateful for them. And I don't know, there's a lot of thoughts about this, but also like it's already 4:20 p.m. and I have to study and do my stuff. So I think I'm gonna end my monologue, my inner dialogue here. Inner, but now it's shared into the internet. So yeah, today was okay. I'm trying not to think too much about things, and I try to let them pass through me, like to experience and to wash out. Like, I'm trying not to hold too much on these things that aren't meant to be held on to very long. And yeah, that's for the general aspect. Like, I'm learning to do better at the ways in which I function in the world. Like, not in the ways I function, but the ways in which I respond to the world is what I meant. Yeah, hopefully madunggan nun eh, cause if wala nadunggan na pod, well, I'm sorry, but I'm not re-recording all of that, y'all. Plus, I still don't have laptop memory space. That's why after this, I'm gonna upload it directly. So, yeah. Tagan pa kayo kung other videos nga kailangan i-upload. No, wala siya timeline, but it's okay. I'm trying to be less neurotic about these things. And like, even if these are organized, I'll still do it because time will pass anyway. And when time passes, I'll just regret looking back and knowing that, oh, I didn't do this because I was too focused on the idea of perfection. I'm trying to beat that. So yeah, thank you guys for listening. Oh yeah, wish me luck tomorrow and the days and for this week. I will give another update maybe next week by the end of this week. We don't know. But yeah, thanks y'all. I wish I wish that you take care of yourself. Take care of yourself and be present. Live your life because this is the only one you get. Express yourself, but don't overdo it. Or I mean, you never can overdo expressing yourself. Just don't do it with the intention of pleasing other people, or with the intention of, or with the fear of being misunderstood. And I know that's hypocritical of me to say, but I think we're all hypocritical just because we're all trying to learn and do better. So, yeah, self awareness is the first step to healing. To healing? Yeah. Bye, guys. 30 minutes na siya.